Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the internet. My name is Mark, and today I'll be talking to Deborah, who is the new owner of the YouTube channel Crouching Bigfoot Hidden Dogman. And today, Deborah will be talking about some of her earliest experiences with Bigfoot. And she's got a story to tell about school, and also her father had two incidents when he was moonshining back in the day. So, Deborah, hi.
Hi, Mark.
Right, so you're well?
Yes, doing great. Thank you.
Excellent. So we'll just get right into it. Tell us about your earliest experiences. I believe the first incident or the first thing you ever heard about was the moo moo at school.
Yes, I was in elementary school and I was sitting in class waiting to go to recess, and a girl was sitting in front of me, and we were talking, and she said that she had moved to Texas from Missouri. And I said, well, how come you moved to Texas? And she says, because of Momo. And I said, well, what's a Momo? And she said, it's a big, tall, hairy creature. And she said it was walking. She said they were at school one day and they saw this creature walking across the lawn, and it had a dog under its arm.
Wow.
And so I didn't know what a Momo was, and I'd never heard of something like that before. So I went home and I talked to my father about it. And he said, yeah, that they do exist, and that he had two incidents back during the Great Depression when he was doing moonshining. And he was born in 1915, and um, back in the 30s when he was moonshining, there were two episodes. One, he and his brother were sitting out by the river, and I think that was the Ouachita River, or near the Ouachita Mountains or something. Forgot what he
Okay.
said. Something to do with the Ouachita. So, because I was young, so I'm trying to remember what he said. But
Yeah.
he was telling me that he and his brother had, um, they had been sitting there. It was dark outside. They had um, a pot of beef stew on their fire that they were making, and he said they started hearing some kind of noise, some kind of disturbance in the woods, and he said it was coming towards them, and he said it was like very heavy footed, and he said it sounded like it was just laying trees over. So he says um, their dogs were running off and their horses were wearing up. He said he grabbed um, his pot of beef stew and stuck it up on a tree limb, or like a branch up in the tree.
Yeah.
And he said they jumped on their horses and they rode away. And when they came back the next morning, the Dutch oven was on the ground and all the food had been eaten out of it. So that
Wow.
was one experience. Another one, oh, and he did say that they could see this big black figure as it was coming out near the river. I don't know if I mentioned that part, but
Right. Okay.
anyway, the second one, he and his brother they had spent the night in a cabin in the woods, and he said were getting ready to leave in the morning time, and they opened up the door, and there was this big red creature on the lawn of this log cabin. So they went back inside and closed the door, and I guess they had to wait until it was gone, or till they felt safe before they could leave. So that was both of the times that he saw it. And so
Okay. And how big was this creature on the lawn? Was it bigger than a human? Was it hairy?
he didn't say. He just said it was just a big, tall creature. He didn't call it a Bigfoot. He didn't call it a Sasquatch or anything like that. I don't know that they even had terms for them like that back in the 30s.
Right. And obviously it wasn't human, was it?
No, he knew pretty sure that it was not a person.
Right. Okay. And how high up did he place the beef stew on the bough of a tree? Was it
Um,
head height, above head height?
he he didn't say, and I didn't think to ask him, but he said that they just stuck that pot up there I think he said it was a Dutch oven, stuck it up there on top of the tree branch, and then jumped on their horses and ran away. They
Suppose,
were pretty shooken up, I think.
yeah, I think they would have been. Okay, look, thank you very much. We'll get this up on your new YouTube channel, and I believe then tomorrow we've got some more stories directly that you've had
Okay.
when you were living out in East Texas. Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Deborah.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you, Mark. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye bye.